right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGCast episode number 518. I'm your host, GBD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who has more listeners than Lawbreaker has players, Wombat.
And that's just in my house.
That's good. That's good. I like that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, that was a joke. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, and I'm aware of that.
Yeah, I guess we'll talk more about that later, but I don't know what else there really is to say. A man who also has more listeners than Lawbreakers does, Shipwreck.
Sure. Lawbreakers.
Also in his house.
Right, also in my house. Not including pets.
Right, oh yeah, then you blow it away.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad, but we'll talk about that later.
Right, it's too sad. You don't want to start off the show with
No,
something that's
let's
sad.
start off on something fun.
Right. Like,
Do we have anything fun to start with?
Well, you got a new TV, right?
Yeah. I got in on that 4K TV.
See, I didn't
Stream.
even look at this because my internet wasn't working when you said, oh, look at that. So it's a 40-inch Samsung.
Yep.
Yeah, they had it for $299.
What?
In-store pickup only.
Yeah, it was in store only at Micro Center. So the way Mrs. Shipwreck and I have been playing Destiny is that we're on two different PS4s in the same room, but I've been using my PlayStation display monitor that I use for my PC.
Which is probably not great.
It's 24 inches. It's actually not a bad quality monitor, other than they all break. Mine's like the only one in existence that has not had any
Other than the
problems.
fact that they all break, it's
Right.
great quality.
Right. It's a high quality product. I highly recommend going out there and buying one. And Mrs. Shipwreck's been playing on the 120 inch projector, so she's been commenting that she feels bad because she's playing on the big screen and I'm playing on this smaller screen.
Right.
And I'd already kind of started thinking about getting a bigger screen for my monitor. And then this Micro Center deal came up for $299. I'm like, it's a Samsung. It can't be that bad. I'll go for it. Maybe this will be what I need, and I'll set up my little Pro and Xbox One X area over here so I can take advantage of the 4K goodness. But
Is
this is a
supposed to be a
pain
good
so
TV?
far.
Is it supposed to be good for gaming?
It's from the reviews, it seemed fine. It's impossible. Like, every TV out there right now is the awesomest thing ever and also just complete crap at the same time.
Well,
because there's no standardization with this 4K stuff. Like, it's
Nope.
in HDR. It's a mess. So, like, I get this home. I plug it up. It's got HDR and everything. Like, it's not a bad TV. Certainly, like, it normally sells for like $450 online. So I hook it up and I'm like, well, that's strange. My PS4 isn't recognizing that it's HDR. And so, like, I'm clicking around online. All of a sudden, like, I come upon this Digital Foundry YouTube that shows you how all the settings you have to put on the TV so that the PS4 can recognize it.
like, what kind of settings?
Like, it's a whole bunch of different settings you have to go through, and you have to, like, keep it that way. And they recommend setting up like two different HDMI slots, one for the HDR for your PlayStation, and if you're not going to play in HDR, you just swap out the cable to the other one, so you don't have to do all these settings every time. But it's like an 8-minute long
So you have
video.
to change you have to change the settings every time?
I don't know. That's what this
Sounds
video made it sound
very
like.
convoluted. It sounds like I don't want this television. That's what it sounds like.
I think this is how these things go.
Is that how cheapy you have the Super TV and the Super Xbox? It's Super
I don't
Xbox,
have to
Super
change anything.
PlayStation.
No, I don't change anything.
But you can't tell whether or not you're getting the best stuff or not either.
Well, I don't. First of all, I have like fake HDR. I had to buy like a separate box to give me like, I don't know. I think I have HDS or something.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
So you stink.
So-
You're no use. You're no use to me.
But you sure it was $299 or $399? I'm looking at the website.
It's $2.99 in the
store.
store.
In store, it's $299. On the website, it's $399.
I also didn't realize we have a micro center around here.
Yes, there's one in Westbury.
Yeah, I could do this. I'm looking for a TV set for my guest room.
Oh, it'd be
Well,
great
you
for
should
that.
go get that one tomorrow.
Yeah.
They have at least 10 in stock according to their website.
Yeah, that's true.
I know. I
Interesting.
was literally just looking at it.
That would be
Yeah,
a good
I mean,
size
it's
for
got
in
all
there,
the
too.
smart TV stuff in there and everything too. So you can.
I know you're looking for a good size,
Well,
just the right amount of inches
well,
to feel satisfied. With
This
your
literally.
needs.
I didn't measure before I went to get this, but I was just kind of like eyeballing, like a picture I had taken of my desk before, and there literally is like half an inch clearance to get this TV into the opening. It's
Is there
perfect.
any airflow back there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
Fine.
plenty of airflow.
Good.
But yeah, it's not. I don't know the monitor part of it. I need to change the way my PC's hooked up to it, because it's going through a splitter that goes to my whole setup, which is 1080p. So it's trying to pump the 1080p out, regardless of what I change the display to. So I need to mess with that as well.
You're not really selling me on this.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I think I think for a TV in a guest room, it's going to be fine. You're not gonna, you're not going to touch it.
Right.
But for gaming, it sounds like you got to do some work. So
Yeah, I mean that is cheap. That's where I
there's
wanna
part of
be.
me that's like that really would love to get a 4K TV.
It looks really sharp and everything. It's just like it's not meant to be a computer monitor,
Yeah.
so it's. I'm sure whatever
so
that.
you're using it as a computer monitor and for the consoles.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot. But usually, like you set up the settings for each input.
Correct. That's what I was saying before.
Okay,
You set them
but
up.
you only do it once. You don't have to go back. It's not like you're going to lose.
Well,
the settings.
but I don't understand how PS4 works. The Digital Foundry video that I just kind of had playing seemed like you wanted to set it up two different ways.
Right.
But
Well,
I don't know. It's all incredibly frustrating because you cannot win at this game. It's
right. You're not selling me on it. I gotta say.
No, the TV's fine. For $299, I'm perfectly happy with this so far.
I paid more for that for my Samsung tablet that I have, which is like 18 inches.
Yeah, but that tablet is bigger than most TVs, so
it's like 18 or 19 inches.
Mhm.
It's pretty good. All right, well, I'll think about it if I remember.
All I know
tomorrow.
is even if I use it at 1080p, it is a lot bigger. This lets me play Destiny a lot bigger.
This might be.
That's
And I
good.
played some Destiny on it earlier. It looked nice.
It'll look nice. You got to hook up a PS4 Pro to that bad boy now.
I don't have one of those.
You got to get one.
Does Destiny have pro stuff?
Fuck yeah, it does. Looks good as hell. It's pretty amazing looking, actually. Even after playing it so much, I still am in awe of of the way it looks.
You got to remember too. Like I'm like 2 feet from this 40-inch screen.
It's gonna look. That's what you need. That's even more of a reason.
Right,
to have
right.
The Pro.
But the
That's a
1080p,
big-
it's still like this close. Like 1080p still looks really good.
Okay.
There's just so much going on with these TVs. You got to know the refresh rates,
Right.
And
That was
how
my
those-
next question.
how those change. I don't know. There's specs on here somewhere.
Right. If I remember, I will look that up.
It's 120 hertz.
That's fine. That's enough
That
hertz.
seems fine.
You want what's important is like the there's some other thing that's important for like ghosting or something. I don't know.
There is always some other thing that's important.
Wait, is ghosting on a TV when you text your television and then it just never texts you back?
No, I don't know. It's like how smooth the rate. I don't know. If Shipwreck says it's good and it's $300, I'll probably.
I feel like I need to give it another year on TVs.
Well, you're not buying a 40-inch TV for your living room, Mom, but it's too small.
No,
for
that's
you.
what I'm saying. I'm buying the next one I get is probably going to be like 60, 65.
40-inch is good for my guest room, though, right, Chip? That's pretty
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect for a guest room. That's big for a guest room.
That's what you
Yeah,
want.
that's fine. It's fine. You're going to find yourself hanging out in the guest room watching TV.
That's where I'm going to put Ty and his friends when they come over and they want to play Minecraft. You gotta
Oh,
lock
it'll be
them in.
perfect for that room. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't want a bigger TV than 40 inches in that room.
Right.
You have a couch in there, right? Isn't
Yeah.
it like a fold out? Yeah, it's not even really a guest room. It's like a little
It's a study.
hangout room.
It's a study.
Yeah, it's a hangout room.
And now it has like 7 pictures from Ralph McQuarrie's McQuarrie? How do you say that, dude?
Ralph McQuarrie.
Yeah,
You had it right. Yeah.
The Empire Strikes Back prints from my childhood. I finally got them framed. Well, I framed them myself, and I hung up like 7 or 8 of them in there. And they're only the Cloud City ones. So now that room is Cloud City. And I also ordered Empire Strikes Back figures, like Lando and Lobot and Bespin Luke so far.
Nice. The TV, we didn't say what it was. It's the Samsung MU6290 40-inch class.
40-incher.
So people can look that up and tell me why I'm a terrible person for buying this TV.
Yeah, do it before tomorrow. Before I go to the store, please do that.
It doesn't matter what you buy. It's just so easy for somebody to come on and tell you bought the wrong thing because you did. Right. You always bought the wrong thing.
I feel like I brought the wrong thing for my one TV.
You cannot buy a TV right now without like getting it home and go, well, mine doesn't do that, I guess.
Yeah, no, I think I felt that about the TV I have in my living room now as soon as I brought it home. And I don't even think it's 4 years old yet. So, yeah.
All right. Well, that was a talk about TVs for 10 minutes. How about some show feedback?
Sure. Last week on TV Talk.
Yes.
Excellent had to say, despite being a longtime listener of 7 years, I've never commented on a CAGCast, but I had to sign in to post this. This is the second podcast I've listened to this week where the outro was an incredibly annoying, grating noise. In both cases, my hands were occupied and I was unable to turn off the sound. Yes. Specifically, I don't care. I felt like I wanted to die. Please never do this again. Maybe Cheapy should play this episode's outro the next time he's preparing a HelloFresh meal so he can experience the same pain that he subjected listeners to. Other than that, keep up the great work. I also listened to that because someone commented on it and said, what's up with that outro? And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, that was pretty insane. Don't do that again.
First of all, I got a lot of comments saying that people loved it. Second of all, I actually went in there and edited it so the noise part would be much lower than it was originally. It was originally probably twice as loud, maybe 3 times as loud, and I took it down a lot. And I listened to it, with earbuds in, obviously, when I'm mixing down the show. Third of all, it was probably 45 seconds. And only the noise part was probably 35 seconds total. So
I'm going to say it was 35 seconds too long.
Maybe, but this is the first I'm hearing that somebody didn't like it, and I definitely got several messages from people saying that it was fantastic.
Those people are dumb.
This is, and in case you didn't make it that far in the show, it was Jar Jar saying "Oh no" 1 million times, like on top of itself. It was good. Come on.
It was bananas.
And third of all, or maybe fourth of all, I've lost count. When I'm preparing my HelloFresh meals, I listen to things on Alexa. So I can just say, Alexa, stop, or Alexa, go lower.
Good job activating everybody's right there.
Yes. I hate, what's up with those commercials, by the way? Like, don't people know that we have these in our living rooms and stuff?
Oh, yeah. That happened to me this week.
What the hell? I mean, I guess you have to have a way to sell these things, but I don't know. It seems like there'd be some way that they could do it where it doesn't trigger everybody's thing. Okay, what else we got here? I defended myself properly, I feel.
Sure. Phil had to say, come on, Wombat. Raiden is a character that has been widespread because of arcades and consoles. Black Lightning is a virtual unknown to the mainstream unless you read comic books. Which was exactly my point. Why have the character that's already been in dozens of games when you could have something new and unique that is unfamiliar to people, except for the people that would buy a DC comic book game? Also, the feedback was pretty much 50-50 on that, by the way. Like, half the people wanted it to be Raiden, the other people thought Black Lightning should have been the main with a Raiden skin. So
sounds like Warner Brothers made the right call.
I'm going to say they didn't.
Or NetherRealm.
Yeah, they did not make the right call.
All right.
Bad
They
call.
forgot to ask you. They made the right call, the wrong call twice.
Yes.
Watch this, bitches. I saw a movie that I think you've seen already, Wombat, because you told me to watch it.
I haven't. I didn't see it, but
Oh.
I saw the trailer and said, "Oh, Cheap, you should watch this."
Oh yeah, it's called. Did I even write the name down? Properly?
Okja.
Okja. Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Netflix original movie, directed by a Korean guy. He's the same guy who directed Snowpiercer. I don't know if you've seen that.
I did see that.
It's very different than that movie. It's about a, let's see, you'd call it a food company, a meat company, that there's like a sort of a food shortage in the near future, and they've come up with their own type of pig that they want to sell to the public. And basically they send the pigs out to different farms across the world, and it's the story of one of these super pigs that befriends a young girl, because it's just her and her grandpa on the farm. And it's really well done. It makes you think. It makes you. It pulls at your heartstrings a little bit. Jake Gyllenhaal is pretty wacky in it. It has a tone that's really different than really any Hollywood movie that you've probably seen. The whole feeling behind it, just you can tell it's not like a typical Hollywood movie, which is a good thing. I think it's got its own unique.
And what was the GPD tear factor on this?
No, I didn't really cry during this one. I mean, maybe a little wetness, but I don't know. I didn't. I mean, okay, there was probably like a couple tears, but it wasn't. I don't think like Mrs. Chibi like had to look over and say like, "What's wrong with you?" or anything like that. I think I had it under control, but it was definitely, it was a little sad, and it may make you think twice about eating meat, but it's not like, it doesn't beat you over the head with it. Really, I don't know. It's great. It's a cool movie. It's not for kids. There is it's a little much for kids, and there's a lot of F-bombs in it. But it was pretty sweet. It was pretty well done. So Okja, I really recommend it on Netflix.
Awesome.
Yes, it was quite awesome. All right, let's talk about some of these awesome new releases.
Okay. For the Switch, every indie game that you've ever heard of came out this week.
I've even played a couple of them.
Have you? On the Switch?
No, on other consoles. But I'm saying I've played a couple of these.
Sure.
Some of them I even own.
Sure.
Yeah.
You got the Axiom Verge. You got the Oxenfree. You got the Stardew Valley.
I don't know if I have Stardew Valley.
That's everybody loves Stardew Valley.
I know everyone loves it.
I've got it on one of the other consoles, but have yet to play it. Yeah. It's the Harvest Moon type thing.
I know I have Axiom Verge.
That's the Metroid type thing.
Yeah. I have 88 Heroes.
Okay.
I like that game, actually. That game is a lot of fun.
Is that the sex type thing?
Huh? No.
I don't remember what 88 Heroes is.
88 Heroes is like I want to say like a platformer, side scroller, and you have to get through each level, and you only have, as the game is called, 88 heroes to get through the game. So you have 88 lives, essentially. But each life, you're a different person with a different skill set.
Okay. I remember this
It's
game
unique.
Now. Yep.
Yeah,
I remember this.
It's cute.
It's $30.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth $30, but it's cute.
All right.
Mm-hmm. You got Volgar the
Volgar
Viking.
the Viking.
Yep.
I played that one.
Yep. And
that game's
Tumblestone.
hard as balls.
Yeah. So, indies have found a new home on Nintendo Switch.
They gotta go somewhere.
It makes sense. I just don't. I wonder how saturated it'll get if this many indie games are coming out in a week.
Well, I guess there's also the other thing, which is, where do you store all these indie games?
on your memory card.
Yeah, but isn't it relatively small?
You got to buy a new one.
Not until you get a relatively big one.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's just an SD card, right?
Micro SD, yeah.
Micro SD, all right. I thought about buying Golf Story because you were talking.
It's
about
really
it so
good. I've been playing. We can talk about that right now. Still,
sure.
I've been playing more of that. The writing's really good. It's it's just a really well done game, like where it's easy to play, but it's still like challenging enough that you feel like kind of rewarded when you make a good shot and everything, and you do stupid stuff like hit chicken into a lake, and I don't know, it's very well done. For $15. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it.
I haven't turned my Switch on in a long time. I think the last time was the Splatoon 2 beta. And that was pretty much it. I don't know. I know that people love it because of its portability, but that's not a real big selling point for me. I just don't. I don't know. I play enough games at home. I need a break at some point, you know? Plus, I'm too old to carry around that thing. People think it's weird. My like full neon grips on the side. I don't know. But hey,
you could buy some other grips.
That's not really the problem.
I didn't get the one with neon grips.
Oh, you suck then.
Yeah, what can you do?
But you don't look. It doesn't draw as much attention to yourself, so that's good.
I generally don't draw attention to myself.
What do you mean?
It's sort of how I go through life by just not drawing attention to myself.
Blending in.
Uh-huh.
I know the game that I think we've all been playing that just came out was Middle-earth: Shadow of War.
Never heard of it.
Yes. Yes.
I have trouble remembering what the name of it is, actually.
You know, it took me a little while to remember that it's Shadow of War, not Shadows of War.
I forgot the Middle-earth part.
It really seems like it's overcoming the Lord of the Rings license, doesn't it?
Well, I think it's it seems to it as much as it embraces it in the game. I do think there is that separation.
I find myself kind of cringing whenever it like is bringing in like references that I know from Lord of the Rings. Not
like they should just keep it separate.
Yeah, they should. And it's not like I like Lord of the Rings. The movies were fine back then, but we just got so oversaturated with it that it for whatever reason I just like want to push anything Lord of the Rings away from me. So whenever that they like bring in like the spider lady, or reference something directly from the movies, I'm like, let's get back to this guy over here. Like, he's the interesting part of this.
Let's go kill some orcs.
Right. There's so many orcs. They're everywhere. You can't turn around without having an orc to kill.
I've only played like an hour of the game, though. I've only played like an hour.
Okay, I'm only like 2 hours in.
Okay.
But
that's where I am, probably.
Okay. I mean, it's what we saw at E3. It's just the first game, just with everything expanded. You can't take like 2 steps without a new tutorial popping up and telling you that if you hit these 3 buttons, something happens.
Yeah, make sure you eat your brain food before you play this game, because you're going to have to remember a lot of shit. I mean, I feel like, clearly...
Well, you don't, and honestly, you don't have to. You could just hit the button. You could just hit the button that flashes.
True. I mean, it reminded me a lot of Batman. I mean, obviously the combat is heavily inspired.
It's lifted directly from Batman.
But also the fact that there's just so many button combinations to do various things that there's no way you can remember them all unless this is the only game that you're playing and you just play it every day. And you wind up just doing, like in the Batman games, you wind up doing what you sort of remember. And I think that's what's sort of going to happen in this game as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many like hold a trigger and hit a button, and then if you're sprinting, and you can hit L3, and then that gives you another boost. And
right,
if you hold down the right trigger and you hit square, you do this. But if you hit circle, you do this. And if you hit triangle and circle together while you're doing that, you do something else. And then it's constantly like introducing these new systems as well, because the first game didn't have this loot system, right? That's new.
No, that's new.
I mean, I know the loot.
It didn't have loot, but it had runes. Was the first game.
Okay, but this is like a straight up loot game now. Like you beat guys and like stuff occasionally pops out of them, and you go over and pick it up, and now you have a new hat.
Yes, the other game was not like it had different outfits. But they were just full on outfits that I think were only cosmetic. So
yeah, this one's a lot deeper.
There's a lot going on.
Which isn't necessarily, which is a good thing, I think. It's what made, again, also made by WB Games, is what made Injustice 2. Why I still play that game, not that it's so old, but why I keep playing that game, even if it's just for like a half hour each week, is because I do, and we could dovetail this right into the loot box conversation, but I like getting those things to unlock in that new gear. So, if it keeps you going in the game, then there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't feel like I can really comment on the loot box situation in this game yet.
No, me neither. I haven't played
there.
enough. I don't
There's
know.
A market. I see it. So far, I've been able, in the 2 hours I've played, I've been getting stuff that's been helpful.
Well, that's just it. If you find that you never need it, then I guess it's almost this question of, is it much ado about nothing, is part one. And part two is, then why include it if it would just lead to so much bad press?
Well, because you can make money off of it. Because it's
I guess
awfully
we'll find
tempting
out.
to just go in there. Like, the thing is, like, after you get a terrible drop, and you're like, well, that sucked. It's really tempting, just human nature, to go, well, maybe if I just gave them a couple bucks, I could get something good.
Yeah, I think the main complaint with the loot boxes in this particular game, was that once you finish the game, there's like a post game, basically, where I think you're defending your territories against something. Maybe I'm not.
Orcs?
I don't know how. Yeah, I'm sure they're.
I'm going to go with orcs.
Yeah, but apparently it's very difficult if you don't have some of these high level things that you find in the loot boxes that you buy with real money. So that's.
But how many hours have you gotten out of your $60 at that point?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
This game does not seem like it's trying to rip you off so far. It seems
there's a lot going on.
It seems like there's plenty here to do.
Yeah.
Those skill trees are intimidating.
Yes, there's a lot of the skill trees. They changed that up from the last game.
Yeah, which we saw those at E3, and it's the kind of demo type thing where, like, oh yeah, we have 20 skill points for you here. Just go ahead and load them up however you want, and you're just like, okay, I don't know what any of this stuff does. I don't know the controls, but here we go. So I was like aware of that skill tree, and it's still like when it popped up on the screen, I still like took a deep breath and like sat back in my chair to just start digesting what path I wanted to go down.
I think the other problem with loot boxes in this game is I think people are more tolerant towards loot boxes in general if they're not trying to sell you additional content on top of the loot boxes. So like the loot boxes are subsidizing map packs or expansion packs depending on what type of game you're playing. I think like, the way Overwatch does it, they have loot boxes, but all the updates to the game are free. You don't laying out any money for maps or new characters or anything like that. But Shadow of War doesn't go that route. There is an expansion pass or a season pass, which has different expansions and story stuff. So they're trying to have their cake and eat it too, I think. And that I don't like. I think that I'm a lot more tolerant when, the loot box is serving that specific purpose of not charging the customers for the content that they keep releasing after the game. So that kind of bugs me. And I think probably the same thing goes with Forza Motorsport 7. I'm sure they're going to keep selling car packs and things like that separately on top of loot boxes.
Got to get those multiple revenue streams going.
Yeah, I'm a lot more
It'll
tolerant.
all play out, like, it'll all work itself out. The economy will fix itself on this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully.
Well, if not...
I mean, that's pretty much how it works.
Yeah.
It worked with the, the idea of the Project $10. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the situation sort of it righted itself. We haven't really hit... I don't think we've hit the apex of the loot box situation. You bring up Overwatch, but there's a lot of people who are unhappy with how Overwatch handles its loot box situation because they don't like the randomness of it. Because they spend money on a box and then they get junk out of it. So I can understand the frustration there. It's not like, say, I think a better example would be Titanfall 2, where they release all the content for free. But if you want to buy different camouflage for your guy and stickers for your mech, you could buy those packs. But you know what you're getting. It's not a surprise pack. It's
something's guaranteed, right? Oh no, you're buying a specific thing. It's not even random, right?
Exactly. You're buying specific things. Same thing with Injustice 2. You can't buy the loot boxes in Injustice 2. That's not something you can buy. You can buy the gold pieces, and those really their primary function is to unlock shaders, and you could also use them to level up your characters. But at least you know what you're getting with that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and Star Wars Battlefront 2 just decided to go the route where, hey, we're going to replace our season pass with loot boxes.
Yeah, and I think that there's something to be said about paying for random. I don't want to spend $5 and not know what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
And then what if I get something and I'm disappointed? What if, say my favorite character is Chewbacca or my favorite gun is this sniper rifle and all I get is a rocket launcher and something to upgrade Boba Fett and I've never used either weapon, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, I mean, that's what dissuades me from ever paying real money for a loot box. I mean, of all the Overwatch that I've played since it's come out, I've never paid money for a loot box because, hell, I'm opening up these loot boxes every so often that I get for free. And so often, it's just filled with crap. Imagine if I spent money and I got that crap, I would be pretty upset.
So the way Overwatch does it is not good.
No, it is good. It is good.
No, it isn't. It's not good.
I mean, I think it could be better
if they just sold the Halloween skins. You could play the game and earn the Halloween skins, or you could just buy the Halloween skins. You don't have to buy a box and randomly get the Halloween skin. That's dumb. That is a bad idea.
What if they had a separate box that cost more money, but you were guaranteed to get a certain number of legendary items or something like that?
What if instead of charging you more money, you paid for what you wanted at a reasonable price? And that way you can have everything you wanted in this game that you paid for. How about that? I know it's a crazy idea.
Honestly, they probably would have got my money if they did that.
I know.
There's probably like a couple of skins that I would just be like, fuck it, I want this skin. And if you charge me, I don't know, what's a fair price for a skin? $3?
I think it's like, I think on, in Injustice 2, the skins are $250.
I mean, they probably would have gotten my money instead of not getting my money, which is what they did now.
Mm-hmm.
So there is something to be said for that.
I think they're doing okay.
I'm sure they're doing fine.
It's not a question of whether or not they're doing okay. It's just a question of what's better for, for the consumer.
No, none of this stuff is better for the consumer. Are you kidding
me?
The only thing that's good about these things for the consumer is that games get made.
Yeah.
That's the benefit for the consumer is that, hey, these AAA games are being made.
And supported after
they're
launch.
Way too expensive to make those games.
Right.
Which is also part of this. But
yeah, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could even do it both ways. Why not?
Shadow of War game.
What's that?
I was just trying to steer us away from loot boxes.
No, people like to talk about loot boxes. It's an interesting topic.
It's the thing du jour.
And the ESRB came out. I guess somebody, was it Total Biscuit, made a YouTube video saying that the ESRB should step in and, I don't know, label the boxes as gambling or something, any game that has loot boxes in it. And the ESRB said, no, they're not going to be doing that.
They're not going to do that because I think their reasoning was you can't lose. You can't get a box that opens up and has nothing in it.
And, well, so it's not, and also you can play the game without spending money. You can play the gambling.
That has nothing to do with it.
No, I'm talking about the gambling part without any money. Like, if you can't go into a casino and spin the roulette wheel without putting money down.
It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. That's not, wasn't what the ESRB was saying, though. They're saying it's not gambling because you can't lose. That was their justification.
Really? Yeah. They all they had to do was come up with one justification just to push this to the side.
Yeah, that was their
That's what it
justification.
is,
Is
really. It's like,
you can't
we
get
don't
you
wanna
can't
touch
open a
this.
box that has nothing in it, so it's
Right.
not gambling.
Yeah, they do work. They were created by the publishers, the SRB. So they they're not gonna try to torpedo the.
I'm sure someone will correct me and tell me why I was wrong about what I just said.
No,
but-
I'm looking. It
but-
says while there's an element of chance in these mechanics, the player is always guaranteed to receive in-game content. We think of it as a similar principle to collectible card games. Sometimes you open a pack and get a brand new holographic card you've had your eye on, and sometimes you'll get some cards that you've already had.
Yeah.
Makes
It's not
sense.
gambling. It would be like saying those Funko blind boxes is gambling.
But it's definitely the same human preys on the same human psychology that gambling preys upon.
Sure.
That much is certain. So they could add something like that onto the box. I don't know what you would do, how you would do that, but I don't know. For the most part, the loot boxes don't bother me. But I have heard that
never bought one or never been tempted to buy one.
Apparently, the ones in Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2, actually, there's content there in the loot boxes that will make your characters better in multiplayer. So people are saying that's really pay to win, and that's not cool.
Sure. I bet
maybe
the
that
better
will change.
players still win.
You're saying I'm not.
I could
gonna start
open a
being
loot box that would give me like world's biggest gun. I'm still losing every round.
Right.
It's not.
Right. All right. What else we got here this week?
We're still on new releases.
I think so.
That's it.
Is that it?
I think we've released the news.
Yeah, 3DS, they remade a Mario and Luigi game for it, and there's a new Layton game. So it's still 3DS still kicking around with the content.
Cool. All right then. But how about a word from our sponsor, Harry's? Now, we all know that we love Harry's. Harry's is all about a great shave at a great price. And that's why over 3 million guys have switched over to Harry's. Jeff and Andy, the founders of Harry's, started the company because they were tired of paying too much money for razor blades in drugstores. And they got their own factory in Germany. And now they make the blades themselves and send them directly to you to save money. For you, the customer. Of course, we've been using Harry's for a long time and appreciate the nice smooth shave you get with the blades and the cool little bonus blade that you get for getting underneath the nose there. And even the little accoutrements like the post-shave balm and the shaving cream that they have are all really great. I need to actually order some more. I ran out of my post-shave balm. I have to get some more of that good stuff. But Harry's is so confident that you're going to love their blades that they'll give you their trial shave set for free when you sign up at harrys.com/CAGCast. All you have to do is pay for shipping. And you will get a weighted ergonomic razor handle, 5 precision engineered blades with a lubricating strip and trimmer blade, rich lathering shave gel, and a travel blade cover. All you got to do is pay for shipping when you go to harrys.com/CAGCast. Right now, do it. harrys.com/CAGCast. Thank you, Harry's. How was that?
That was very good.
It
Very
worked for
professional,
me.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Come on. We've had a lot of listeners use Harry's and no complaints. Never had a complaint. Not one complaint.
Never.
And people on the internet like to complain. I know this because I went to Bungie's website and read the official forums for Destiny 2. Boy, people not
Is it all
happy.
about shaders? It's all
No,
about shaders.
No
right?
one. That's the least of the problems, apparently.
Shaders is the worst problem in that game.
People are mad at the Destiny at Bungie. I think it's pretty fun. But hey, that's just me.
It's very fun. I played it like too much this weekend already.
My only
the middle
complaint,
of
I
the
guess we'll talk. Well, we can talk about
That's
Destiny
crazy.
for a little bit.
I meant to say I played it too much last weekend, but words are hard for me.
I seem to run through those new milestones pretty quickly, the new ones that come up every Tuesday.
Have you started a second character yet?
No, I'm not going to be doing that.
Well, see, that's what you do when you finish your milestones. Then you just go and you catch up on your second character class.
But then I got to play through the story again, right?
Yeah. So what?
It doesn't take very long when you skip all the cutscenes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not so bad. That's what I did. That's what I started. I started my second character, so I had something to do when I finished the milestones. I could be like, oh, I'll just go to my my warlock now.
Both of my characters are around 240 now, so I'm getting there.
See?
Yeah.
294 bitches.
Yeah, and then when you you start on your other character, and then when next Tuesday comes around, you go and you get that guy your 294 up to 300.
Not doing that. I'm telling you right now. That's not my style.
And then when you do that, then you go back to the other guy, and then once you get that guy up to maxed out, then you start your third guy.
I just got shiny pointy boots for my warlock, like elf ones. They come up. Come on.
My Titan has chest armor that's literally on fire.
I've seen that one. It's like a stove inside, right?
Yeah, and that's cool.
That is
so. And I have a minigun now. That's my base
Gretchen
weapon.
has that. Yeah,
the exotic minigun. That thing is bananas.
What is that called?
It's called the banana gun. I have no idea.
I'm still having a great time with it. I've been doing Iron Banner, and I don't think you guys have been doing that, right?
I talked to the guy who said, "Hey, want some medieval-looking gear? Do this."
I don't know. I like the player versus player. It's fun. A lot people were complaining. That was a big complaint in the Bungie forums. People don't like the player versus player anymore because it requires too much teamwork or something. Like you can't.
Oh, teamwork.
I don't like people like I used to run ship. Just run through, and I'm so good that I used to kill everybody and.
Sweet Business, by the way. That is the name
that's
of
the name
gun.
of it. Yep.
That's a good name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm enjoying Destiny 2 a lot.
It's got 286 light, by the way.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm having a good time with the game so far. I really don't have any complaints except that I sort of run through the milestones pretty quickly, and I don't feel like I'm really like.
Yeah, but how many hours have you sunk into the game?
No, but I mean, I'm talking about on a weekly basis. I'm not playing that. I mean,
that's
good.
I
think there's something.
You don't need to
I
play
think
that much, right?
That's what I mean. There's something to be said about a game that you've already sunk probably 40, 50 hours into, and there's a reason to go back to it for a limited period of time each week.
Sure.
But not distract you from starting something new and playing another game. And then maybe next week you'll play another couple of hours. I like that about this game.
And then they'll come out with the expansions and you'll have all new shit
I think,
to do.
I think that's a positive that I don't feel like I have to play the game 9 hours a day every day.
I honestly don't even mind doing like the public events that I've done a million times. I don't mind doing those over. I mean, I find
they're so
fun.
quick. They're so quick, and you might get something you need.
You might get something and you need. The game looks so good. Like I don't really get tired of looking at it, and it feels good when you're shooting things. I don't know.
Yeah, we did some of those.
Yeah, I played with Mr. and Mrs. Shipwreck at the same time. It was pretty fun.
I've done that.
Yeah, oh well, hey.
Sorry.
It's okay. No, I'm having a good time with Destiny. Anyway, we're in multi-platforming in Wombat's Overwatch Onslaught, a news and stuff section, in case you didn't know. I forgot to announce that. Overwatch, the Halloween Terror event came out. And
are people still playing that?
I think people are still playing Overwatch. I'm pretty sure. I don't, I think they're doing
I think that game's got like 2 months left.
2 months? I don't know. What are you basing this on? You're basing this on nothing.
Call of Duty, maybe?
Yeah, there you go. Sounds as good as anything.
I mean, I played a little of the Halloween thing, but I really haven't. That's the only time I played since Destiny came out. And I really only played that because Ty was really looking forward to it. And I figured I should play it.
Activision has quite the problem when the only people challenging their games are other Activision games.
It's a good problem. It's a good place to be. Yeah, I don't know. We talked about this. Okay, Oculus announced a new VR headset, Oculus Go.
Good for them.
It's $200, and it doesn't.
My dog growled at that. Did you hear that?
Not a fan of VR, Zelda?
I guess not.
It's only $200 though.
When you're blind, I guess VR isn't the.
Oh, that's not funny.
No, it isn't.
Way to bring the show down, Wombat.
Sorry.
So what
Having
is
such a good
this? What is this thing?
Okay, so Oculus Go is a standalone VR thingamabob. It doesn't apparently it doesn't require. I don't understand how this actually works.
How
doesn't
did
require-
how did it get so much cheaper and not require a computer
Or a phone.
or a phone?
How is that possible? I do not understand this. I mean, it must have. You have to get the content onto it somehow, right? You need to download software for it. It doesn't come in with everything, all the software built into it. So it needs to have storage and it needs to have a network connection, in addition to obviously all the processing that needs to be done on the device. I do not understand, and I'm looking at the official website, and there's just a lot of pictures of it, and it looks very fancy picture, very nice website, but I have no idea how this thing works. Yeah, I don't know. Oculus Go to the Target clearance section. I don't know. It's
did you see that Palmer Luckey was at their event?
I did not.
He was cosplaying as Palmer Luckey.
Was he
Yeah.
wearing a Hawaiian shirt?
He was in flip
and
flops.
sandals?
Yep.
Great.
It's
Cool.
It's amazing how like on brand he is. Like, did he go the same route as Steve Jobs and just buy the same outfit over and over again so he didn't have to decide?
But the joke I saw on the internet is you could tell Palmer Luckey had a hand in designing this new thing because it's all white.
But I think that he just,
That's a tasteless joke.
he's playing. Like, there's two ways you can go as somebody who has hundreds of millions of dollars. You can go real fancy schmancy, or you can look like a beach bum.
But it's the same. It's the same outfit. Like it's.
I mean, the
same
exact
thing.
same shirt and everything.
If I had to picture him in my head, it would be the exact same picture of him that I saw today.
Well, I don't know about that, and I also don't know how this Oculus Go works, but apparently it somehow works. And then I saw that who is it? John Carmack was saying that he uses this thing to go through his Twitter feed every morning. I mean, I'm assuming he's single. I mean, how does that work? You're sitting at the kitchen table with your fucking goggles on? That can't be too popular with the family. I don't know.
Mm.
Can you? By the way, can you think of anything more annoying than looking at Twitter in VR?
No.
I mean, you would probably have a nervous breakdown.
I think just looking at Twitter.
I know. I'm just saying, but you can imagine not being able to look away. Yeah, it seems bad. And at the Beta writes in and asks, how much longer until the industry gives up on VR? I can't imagine anyone is making any money at it. You think Sony has made any money? I mean, they've sold over 1 million PSVRs. That's probably, I don't know. Can't be a lot of money, for sure. I feel like the software, people who are making software probably aren't making any money. At some point, there's going to be a version that is less intrusive and less isolating, but that hasn't happened yet. So I actually don't think the industry is going to give up on VR. I think it's just going to iterate until it sort of makes sense. Just how the Palm Pilot became the smartphone. You know, it wasn't like super widespread until it could sort of do everything. And
I had a Palm Pilot.
Sure, so did I.
I had a Pocket PC.
I got it as a gift. I had no idea what to do with it.
Right. Like, all right, I put my phone numbers in, and the 10 people that I know, I got their phone numbers in, and like the few things that I have scheduled, I guess, are in here. And yep.
There we go. I guess I could put all my appointments in there. I'm going to go to the dentist next year. Better enter.
Exactly. I used to use it for work. And I remember like trying to take notes on it, but you couldn't really like take notes quickly on it. So eventually you just busting out a pad and paper because you had to do like the special like shorthand to write on it with a little pen. Yeah, that kind of sucked. That was kind of shit.
Yeah, it was dumb, but you know.
I think we're back around to Lawbreakers.
All right.
So apparently at some point, Lawbreakers concurrent players on Steam, was it? Drop to 10 people?
Yeah. How? This is like mind-boggling to me that this could have happened.
10? Like 10 is low.
Right. Like, well, 1,000 was low. Like, that's where they were hanging out to begin with.
I'm looking at it right now I'm looking at Steam charts. So 68 people were playing an hour ago.
It's just insane because the game, like you've played the game, GP. We played it.
It's fine. It looked pretty good. It played. I played on PC.
No, you played it on.
I'm
PS4
sorry,
as well.
PS4. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed very competent, but that's not. I don't think that's enough anymore. When you have like these fucking mega hits like Overwatch, and you're competing with the Call of Duties and the
everything's
Destinies.
Overwatch.
Well,
It's just crazy to me that like it hit with
PUBG.
absolutely no one. Like there wasn't like a niche crowd over here that was looking for this game. There was like
What makes
this is
it what
below
makes it
Battleborn
unique?
numbers, like way below Battleborn numbers.
What would make this? What makes it so unique that it would have a niche? Like I don't even know.
It's more arena based and more vertical than some of these other games. It's very fast paced. It's very Twitch oriented.
more flying than other games.
Yeah, more flying than other games. It's got some unique attributes to it. It's not just like cut and dry.
I'm asking.
Yeah, no,
But it doesn't do anything super special, I think. And the character designs are sort of
Yeah, the character designs are not great.
not great.
But it's still like just for it to bomb this hard is
How are the loot
remarkable.
boxes?
They're
have
fine.
loot boxes.
Yeah, it has them in there.
They do it like Overwatch.
Yep.
The all-time peak concurrent players on PC was 7,482.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
And what's the number for Overwatch?
you can't tell because it's not on Steam.
Oh, okay.
But
That's right.
Battleground PUBG was like 2 million. So
You saw that the other one?
Fortnite's Battle
Yeah.
Royale.
Is it like at 10 million or something like that?
10 million
already?
players. People have played it, not concurrently.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah. I mean, that's great. I mean, it's free. It's good. Sure.
Still haven't downloaded it yet.
I think we should do that, and we could all play together and stream it. It would be fun. People would like that.
I just would need to download it. I just haven't done that.
Also, quit your job so we can do it during the day.
Okay, I'll get right on that. Are you going to pay
Or
my mortgage
we could
each
just-
month?
Become like the best Lawbreakers players in the world. Like
We may already be.
I was doing okay at Lawbreakers when we were playing it. I remember that.
Right. You know, it's possible that we could have more people watching us play Lawbreakers than are playing Lawbreakers. We could do that. That could be a thing. That could be like our thing.
That could be our thing. Yes, we could take over Lawbreakers.
Right. It's ours now.
Our breakers.
Our breakers. Yeah, I don't think we'll be doing that.
No, I don't think so.
But people do.
I feel sorry for like I know Cliffy B like has his whole persona about him. Some people like him, some people don't. But like just to have a studio put together and you're working on this for years and you make a perfectly good game
Yep.
and it just doesn't resonate with anybody.
Like I said before, you gotta read Blood, Sweat, and Pixels because it's fucking a miracle that any of these games come out. And then when they do come out, it's like who knows what's going to be a hit and what's not. You have no real way of knowing. And yeah, perfectly competent game like Lawbreakers, I mean, can only get 60 people playing at once. I mean, it's crazy. I do feel bad. And I even feel bad for like Overwatch team, the Destiny team, like when they're all their company website is filled with people just complaining, like not just complaining, but in a nasty way, not even like constructive criticism, just like you guys fucked up the game, you ruined it, I'm throwing it in the garbage and setting it on fire, and then I'm selling my house, and it's crazy. It's just very toxic out there. What else we got here?
I picked up Drop Mix.
Have you played it?
It just came in the mail today. But I know last week we talked about how it was going to plummet in price pretty quickly.
No, this does not count.
I got it for $30 off, right?
Yeah, but it's only because it was a friends and family on everything at Barnes & Noble. You could have got 30% off anything.
Still, $30 off a week after it came out is...
Oh, but that has nothing to do with the game.
No, but it was my price point. It was more in line with what I thought they should be charging for this.
That's fine, but let's not say that it's because the game is not a success or.
Oh no, it hasn't hit that point yet. That's coming.
Right. I'm not arguing with that.
Right now, there are 10 people playing Drop Mix concurrently.
Right. It's honestly it's like the game hasn't even launched yet because you can't really find. It's very hard to find the card packs. I mean, you have to basically. They're not really on the official Drop Mix website where they do sell the things, but everything's just sort of out of stock and some of the stuff never even came into stock.
They're at my Target.
The playlist packs?
Mm-hmm.
Or the blind box things?
No, the playlist packs.
Oh, okay. Because mine, I don't think my Target doesn't have it. Amazon gets them every once in a while. I've bought a lot of the playlist packs. I just bought another one today. We have so much fun with Drop Mix in my house because I play myself versus Mrs. Cheapy and Ty, and we have like very close matches. Where sometimes I win, sometimes they win. It's never really a blowout because there's a lot of luck involved. There's some strategy. It's fun to listen to the music. The music, usually you're coming up with mixes that sound good, and it adds, something like a little party atmosphere to the card game that you're playing. I really recommend the game. If you're rich or don't care about, you have a lot of disposable income, you don't care about spending $100 for it, I'd say go out and get it. But I do have a hard time believing that it's not going to drop.
This is a post-Christmas drop. Like, hard drop. Because... Mix. Yeah. Because this is really a Christmas item that Hasbro has put out there. It's to be out there for Christmas, that $100 Christmas present. And after Christmas, Target is going to want this off their shelves.
It's a big box.
Right.
It's long. I'm looking at the Target website. They don't even show the card packs. They only show the music system.
Well, I have held them in my hand at Target, so
I believe you.
Definitely have them because you can pop open the packaging. It's pretty hard to pop open. Like I was like doing it cautiously because I didn't want anybody to think I was actually like trying to break into this thing.
Right. You think it's hard to open it that way to see inside? Try opening up to get the cards out. It's really hard. It's cool though, the packaging, how you can look at the cards. I'm going to
break it out this weekend. It's Emmeline's birthday, and some of our family and stuff are coming over on Sunday. So I'm going to break it out.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Buy some more cards.
We'll see how it goes.
Okay. I keep buying them all, but I'm getting my money's worth. All right. We talked about Destiny. Oh, there's a couple questions about Destiny, even though we talked about it already.
You sure?
I don't know. Let's get through this quick. I don't know. I can't read this. Carter Martinez. Do you think Destiny 2 is worth it if you can't play every day?
Yes.
Yes, definitely. You don't have to be like a Destiny head to enjoy the game. You can put in as much time or as little time as you want. And at Effect says, would it be any less enjoyable if you start a few months late? No.
Probably not.
I don't think so. Because all the multiplayer stuff, I mean, like the player versus player stuff, is they equalize it, so there's no advantage. It doesn't really matter what your power level is. It's all evened out.
Right, for the most even part. The story stuff too. Like you'll just be wandering around with everybody else.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. Let's see. What else we got here? Microsoft at Henley Merrill writes in and asks, who's excited for the Xbox One X?
I'm not getting it.
Ship for your new TV. That's like the perfect thing.
I'll I'll wait for a price drop on it.
There's probably no rush to get it, I would say.
I want to see what... Well, I've seen what it does. Like, that's the thing. Like, I've played with these things at E3.
Well, but we've seen games that aren't really done yet on it, right? We haven't seen any finished games on it.
I guess.
Yeah. I'm excited to play Battlegrounds on it. I'm assuming that they're going to make it look nice on the Xbox One X, since that's like basically the launch title for the game, hopefully. The launch exclusive.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll buy one.
Yeah. I got that Project Scorpio edition coming.
Ooh.
I think I bought one to give away on CAG also. Pretty
Spoilers.
sure someone's going to have a Merry Christmas.
Would you believe I bought Hanukkah gifts today?
That's crazy.
My wife has this big plan of getting it done early. So we did stuff today. I got stuff today. I'm half done with both kids.
Wow. I haven't. Ty's birthday is in a few days, so I'm still focusing on that. I bought him the Overwatch anthology comic, the graphic novel thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he can watch Tracer and Mercy. Who does she make out with? I forget. She makes out with somebody.
Good.
So he can check that out. All right, let's do the CAG bag. At Shanafan writes in and asks, did Wombat obtain the rare McDonald's Szechuan sauce?
Szechuan.
Whatever?
No,
you don't care about that shit.
I really don't.
Meanwhile, I emailed Thai school district today because I noticed that they're not offering Chinese as a foreign language in junior high or high school.
Okay.
And I see that they have like 3 different Latin classes. And I was like, there's like 1.5 billion people speaking Chinese right now. Maybe that's like something good for the future. People, to get kids prepared for global economy. Latin is 100 people. I understand that Latin is a good foundation for learning other foreign languages, but I'm pretty sure there's no kids in junior high or high school who are taking Latin and another foreign language. So I'm not really sure what the benefit is there. So I emailed some high-ranking shooby-doo, and they wrote me back and they said, yeah, we had Chinese a few years ago, but it wasn't popular, and Latin
no one's going to take that class.
And Latin's been getting more popular, so we've offering more Latin classes. Latin must be easy. That must be like the easy class.
I don't think it's easy.
But why would you take Latin? I don't understand.
Because it's a good, like you said, it's a root language, and it can help you understand other things, and it also can help prepare you for the SATs.
All right, well, that's a good point.
I know it's a good point.
But it's not. But wouldn't you rather know how to speak Chinese?
I don't know.
They're taking over the Chinese. You need to speak their language.
First of all, that's racist.
No,
that's not
racist.
I took Spanish in high school. I don't know.
Right, but there's a lot of, there's probably 300 or 400 million people who speak Spanish in the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's 100 people who are speaking Latin in the world.
I don't think there's even 100 people that speak
They're all in the
Latin.
Vatican. Whoever's in the Vatican can speak it. But I don't know. It seems silly to me. I haven't formulated a response yet to this school official, and I probably won't. But
no, I think you're overthinking it.
I would like Ty to learn Chinese.
Sabrina emailed her principal and asked if she could put a kindness rock garden in the front of the school.
Oh, we're doing that at Ty school.
Yeah, we did it because it was Sabrina's idea at my school.
Wow.
Yeah. She wanted to do it, and she asked my wife to email the principal, and my wife said, no, you do it.
Wow.
So
I'm actually going to do that. I think it's next week we're doing that. I signed up to help.
Have fun.
I will.
There you go.
I'll be
Was it
painting
because you're
many
so
a rock.
familiar with rocks?
No, just because I'm so lucky that I have this dopey website that lets me work from home and do whatever I want, basically, that I sign up for all the school events and I chaperone all the school trips and I do all the dopey things that I can, because soon
you can.
because soon Ty probably won't want to do anything with me, so I might as well get it all in now before he turns 13.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. At Darwin Loves Devo writes in and says, shouldn't Sony jump in on this classic console craze with a PSX for $100 with 50 games loaded onto it? Think of the possibilities.
Would they need to be first-party games? I guess not. It's just a question of the licensing. Just thinking this out loud.
It's yeah, I mean
it's not really a Sony move.
It's definitely not a Sony move. It would be cool, I guess.
How about instead of that, $400 VR accessory?
I'm trying to think
that's the Sony move.
That's the
what
Sony
I'm just
move.
trying to think of what the 50 games would be.
Poi Poi.
Let's name 50 PlayStation 1 games.
I'm
Go.
not saying that. I mean,
Siphon Filter.
Crash Bandicoot,
Crash Bandicoot 2.
Done. We're halfway there.
Twisted Metal, I guess.
There's a lot. There's plenty. There's plenty that they could
I
do.
know there's plenty. I'm just trying to think what are the games that when I think PSX, what are the games I think of? Symphony of the Night.
Bust a
Groove. Sony has said when talking about backwards compatibility that they don't think that these games hold up particularly well, and that when the idea of them, people get very romantic with and think the great things about, but the reality is once people look at them, they're like,
It would just be a lot of licensing though, because like Resident Evil.
Yeah,
Evil
but
2.
they're much more likely to just put together compilations. Look how well that Crash Bandicoot thing sold.
Yeah.
It did insane numbers. They're much more likely to look at that and go, okay, let's make some more compilations, put them out on PS4, sell some PS4s.
margin's probably much better.
Yeah.
Silent Hill.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Hey, look, maybe they are looking at it and saying, hey, me too.
Ooh, Tenchu, Stealth Assassins. I did enjoy that game.
Here's a
We didn't talk about Cuphead at all.
We
Have you
we
still
talked
been playing
about it last week.
Yeah, have you still been playing, GB?
I played a little bit, but not very much. I've beaten a few of the bosses. I'm not on World 2. You told me that once I get to World 2, it's
Okay,
basically
I'm
all
on
over for me.
World 3 now.
Wow.
But I have not played much of World 3.
Okay. How hard is it? How hard is
It's pretty
World
hard. World 2, there's just the dragon boss took me a while. Other than that, I got through most of World 2 fairly decent. There's some hard parts, but it's all doable. World 3, I only played like a couple bosses a couple times and went, I don't feel like doing this right now. So I haven't been drawn to go back to play it this week too much.
Yeah, I'm too busy doing Iron Banner and playing Shadow
You're too busy
of War.
succeeding at stuff, right? Stuff that makes you feel like you succeeded.
I'm too busy getting new weapons for my dude and killing orcs in the game.
And enjoying the games you're playing.
I enjoy Cuphead. It's just I have to be in a very specific mindset and have some time. Like the levels are very short, only like 2 minutes long. But to like go at a new one, you're gonna have to play it 5 or 6 times just to see the patterns to begin with, and then work your way through it, which can take you, I don't know, a good half hour, an hour probably to beat some of these levels.
Right. Here's a question that a CAG wrote in, and I'm sorry, I apologize. I cut his name off of this somehow, but he's basically saying that the developers are leaving money on the table by not appealing to more casual gamers that otherwise would have no interest in playing this game, by not having an easy mode or a level, an easy setting rather. He said he was playing with his girlfriend and she loved the art style and characters, but she wouldn't play it because it was too hard for her to continue. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a good point there. I mean, maybe,
they left Wombat by the wayside on this one.
They did. I'm sure that if this game had an easy mode that would let you, experience the whole game, but at a lesser difficulty,
There
probably
is an
be
easy
interested.
mode, but it's still somewhat challenging.
And it doesn't. I heard it's like weirdly set up where you don't get to see everything or something.
Right.
Well,
so-
from what I can tell, you just don't see like the final forms of the bosses.
And it's only on the bosses. It's only on the boss parts.
Okay.
So
There's no.
I don't know.
Simple mode for.
But I'm not buying Cuphead as it is right now. So
Right.
Yeah. And did I have every intention if this game was something that I could play, probably buying it because it looks cool? Yeah, I thought about it very much so. But yeah, I just, nope.
It's odd for people to argue against that too. Like they want their difficult games.
Right.
We're
Have
not
both.
gonna,
There's no reason.
They're not going to take away your difficult game. It's just that they're going to add a difficulty that makes sense for normal human beings to play it.
No, they're taking away. It's a blank and white issue for some reason for people.
Right.
And I don't understand that either. It doesn't really make sense. I mean, I get it. I get it from an artistic standpoint. That's your vision for this game. But don't complain when people say this game is too hard and I don't want to buy it. So,
Yeah, it seems to me like it's a no-brainer to include an easier difficulty throughout the game. I mean, why wouldn't you? Maybe
commercially speaking,
it's
yes.
pretty easy to do too. Like just up the number of hits you can take.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like that's all you have to do really for the most part. It can still be difficult. Just make it so people don't they have a ridiculously high number of times they can get hit. They can get through the level and want to see the game. People want to see the game.
I wouldn't be surprised if this gets added in at some point. But it should be there. It should have been there from day one. If making money and selling the most
you would think people would want to see the art, though. At least, like
That's
now,
what
I'm
it
assuming
comes down
everybody
to.
just goes to YouTube and watches this game.
Yeah, I watched a Let's Play. Sabrina actually saw a Let's Play of this game, and she told me that I shouldn't buy it because it's too scary.
Too scary. Yeah.
Too scary. She said it's too scary. She goes, "Have you heard of this game, Cuphead?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Don't buy it. It's scary." I'm like, "Okay." Deal.
Sweet. Right. At Voltazors writes in and asks if we'd tried Movie Pass yet.
No, but I have tried Movies Unlimited.
What is that?
That's like Disney Unlimited, but well, it's actually formed out of Disney Unlimited Disney Anywhere. It's Movies Anywhere, not Disney.
I was
Movies
wondering
Unlimited.
what in the world you were talking about.
Yeah, no, Movies Anywhere. I'm sorry. Disney Movies Anywhere used to be the Disney service where you would put your digital code on the Disney site and it would let you watch your Disney movies on most platforms. It works. Disney Movies Anywhere's worked on Vudu. It worked on Amazon. It even worked on Microsoft and even on my cable. It was pretty cool. Movies Anywhere came out of Disney Movies Anywhere. It launched today, and it's not just Disney movies, but it's also Warner Brothers and Fox and I think two other studios that I can't think of off the top of my head.
Sony and Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I said Warner Brothers.
Disney, Sony,
DreamWorks,
Universal.
Dream. Yeah, doesn't matter.
Not DreamWorks.
No, not Universal.
No, Universal's right on it. I'm looking at the website. Universal.
Oh, is it? Yeah, because Transformers isn't part of it.
Well, they can probably pick and choose what gets on there.
Yeah, I know that because people were complaining that they couldn't get Transformers.
Is Transformers not Paramount?
Oh, Paramount is definitely not part of it. I thought Transformers was Universal. It's not. It's Paramount.
I don't know.
Matter.
I know G.I. Joe was Paramount.
It's garbage.
Yeah, it's not on. That's not on Movies Anywhere. So I signed up for it. I linked all my accounts. My iTunes movies, of which I have 2 that would be eligible, are not showing up. I guess I'll survive without my 2 iTunes movies. But everything else now is all linked together, and it's actually really cool because I had movies on my Vudu account that I could only watch in the living room that weren't available in the bedroom digitally, and now they're just there in the bedroom digitally on my Amazon account because I linked my Amazon account to my Vudu account and my Disney Anywhere account. So I have like 54 movies now that I could just watch anywhere. It's pretty cool.
Meanwhile, we didn't answer this guy's question.
No, I haven't tried Movie Pass.
That's the $10, all the movies you can watch in the theaters for $10.
Nope.
I would do it, but I don't really go to the theater. I don't like really going to the theater.
It's with kids. That's a hard sell.
Yeah, it's a great deal though.
It's a great deal. Yeah.
If I was in college, I would do that.
Holy shit! Yeah. Definitely.
I saw so many movies when I was in college.
Oh, yeah. That was a good time. I remember bringing in cheeseburgers from McDonald's into a movie once in college. We were hungry.
Yes. Why were you so hungry?
You know why? I remember going to see Immortal Beloved. You remember that movie?
I do. I don't know why you'd see that in the theater.
It was pretty trippy.
I remember
good.
seeing Billy Madison in the theater.
Right.
But I did stuff before the movie, and I don't remember one thing about seeing it in the theater.
Right. All right. Let's wrap it up. I think we did a fantastic job as always, of course. Follow us on Twitter at TBD, at New Wombat, at Shipwreck, at Video Game Deals. A lot of good contests coming up, of course. And all the, you want to be on there for the holiday season. Follow me on Twitch. Cheap Ass Gamer is my account name. I've been streaming a lot. And Wombat pointed out to me now that if you subscribe to my channel, you can have cheapy emotes in iOS in your messenger, which was pretty funny. I was not expecting that, Wombat. You shocked me.
I figured you had to have known it was there, but I guess not.
No fucking idea. No fucking idea. And it was pretty funny. And I showed it to Mrs. Cheapy, and she was like, wow. And Whip Smart Banky got a kick out of it as well. That's it. We'll see you next week.
Bread's done.
You saved my again.
What's this?
A local. Let's get out of here before more droids show up.
More? More did you speak? Excuse me, but the most safest place would be Gonga City. It's where I grew up. 'Tis a hidden city.
City.
Uh-huh.
Can you take us there?
On second thought, no. Not really, no.
No.
It's embarrassing. But, my friend might have been banished. My forgotten. The bosses would do terrible things to me. Terrible things to me if me going back there.
You hear that?
Yeah?
That is the sound of 1,000 terrible things heading this way.
If they find us, they will crush us, grind us into tiny pieces, and blast us into oblivion.
Ah. Your support is well seen. This way. Hurry! Hurry! Hurry!